ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living.
Are we still just plain
We're
living?
living, baby. Look at that. Look at those rabbits.
I am
back
glad
there.
to be here and alive. I love the rabbits.
Aren't the rabbits something? They're great little rabbits
You know, I
back
used
there.
to see-
Easter time's on the way.
I used to see rabbits in my yard. I have not seen a rabbit in ages.
You
Do
know,
you think something's killing rabbits?
well, coyotes. The rabbits went away when the coyotes moved
Is
into
that
our
what it
area.
is? Well, I hate it. I love little bunnies.
Yeah, I see one. There's one on our street that shows up maybe every now and then. It might be a different one. I don't know. I've never really seen any little ones.
We had a rabbit in London that must have been this tall. His ears were this long, and we were renting this house from this a lady that was a model, and she said, I've got a rabbit in the yard. His name is Sinbad. She says, you won't see him often. Well, Sinbad came to when we moved there. He came with us to live. He loved us. But he was a big, tall rabbit. I don't know what what breed he was, but he was beautiful.
Jumbo.
Sinbad.
There was a girl, I believe it was over at, it was either Morning Point or Life Care One, who had a rabbit like that. And I mean, it was all you could do to pick it up.
Yeah, huge.
And she would bring it over there, and the folks over there just loved that
I know
rabbit.
they
They
did.
loved it when that rabbit came over.
Well,
And
sure.
animals, just like I've said, my dad always told me, pay attention to young children and animals and you'll be happy.
I think that's true.
And so animals, when they come in the nursing homes,
They love them.
bring joy.
Yeah.
When they walk through the door,
They do.
people just light up when they see a floppy little dog or, I don't know that they bring cats aren't really that friendly unless they know you.
I think a cat has to know you. They're independent. They're not going to get too involved with you.
No. How's Jazz Man?
Jazz Man is a sight. He is just a sight.
Is he getting, how old's Jazz Man now?
He's about 6 months.
Is he
now.
about, oh yeah, he's figuring it out.
He's figuring it out. He goes outside now when it gets dark. and then stays out about 30 minutes. I don't know if he'll ever go and stay all day or anything like that.
Well, you know what we figured out, and Louise, who is our friend, Louise Richards, and who is a master craftsman with a sewing machine, and she makes all kinds of stuff. She was involved with that house over in Manchester. That was a big 2-story house that was over past the swimming pool in Manchester. There was about 3 of those ladies up there who had a craft shop up there. Louise is a wonderful lady, but she has a cat, Tux, and she said, you don't realize it, but cats sleep about 15 hours a day.
I know, that amazed me, because when my cat was little, he did a lot more jumping around, and now still does that, but then he'll go pass out for 3 hours.
Yeah.
He's probably dead asleep right now.
And you'll think, that they get up and at night they sleep, but you don't know what they're doing.
You don't know what they're doing, honestly.
Dottie will show up and she'll be yawning and laying around, and then she'll run around for a little bit, and then the next thing you're hunting for, and she's somewhere in the
just
corner,
under a
sound
table
asleep
or
again. So.
something, yeah. They're sweet. My cat's a good friend.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
wonderful. She's a wonderful companion.
Yeah,
But they're not like an old floppy-eared dog. They don't come when you call.
Right.
They come when they want to.
I love dogs, so,
Oh yeah.
I think
Hey,
people need pets.
We had the Miss Tullahoma contest this weekend.
How'd it go?
So, it was at South Jackson Civic Center for the first time. Philip's working on that video, and later on during the week we will have that video on the air. But it was the first time back at South Jackson after many years, and it was different, but it was good.
Good.
The building accommodated it well. Some people were worried about the size of the stage maybe not being big enough, and
but it was
seating
big
not
enough.
enough, but everything worked out all right. And the hot dogs were good, and the popcorn was
I love
good.
a hot dog
the
at
hot
South
dog was
Jackson.
good, yeah. And so what we'll do right now, I'll just let you know who the the first thing we had was the junior Miss Tullahoma, and that is middle school age. And the fourth runner-up was Savannah Overcast. The third runner-up was Allie Grace Heiss, which is Curtis's daughter.
Good.
Second runner-up is Rebecca Estrada, and the winner was Harper Hill. No, first runner-up, Laney K. Paris. Then Harper Hill was the winner. The Little Miss Tullahoma was the second event, and fourth runner-up was Ann Lynn Harper. Third runner-up was Casey Jasper, or Cadence Jasper. Second runner-up was McKinley Hall. And first runner-up was Marin Bailey, Mabe, and that's let's see, that's Jessica Bailey. That's her child, and Jimmy Bailey. And Jimmy Bailey was in my class, or he was a year ahead of me, so it shows the grandchildren are in the Miss Tullahoma contest. And she was first runner-up, and Reagan Brazier was the winner of the Little Miss. And then Miss Tullahoma, fourth runner-up was Brooklyn Hampton. Third runner-up was Jaden Cashin. Second, Jalen Gillis. First, Laney Kelly, and the winner was Pears Lowe. So, Paisley, P-A-Z-L-E-E. Paisley Lowe was the winner, and we want to congratulate all of them.
I know it's a kind of a big deal for the parents because they spend a lot of money on a beautiful dress and.
Oh yeah. Moms are upset because their baby didn't win.
Yeah.
Dad's upset because he's broke, and the little boys are down there holding flowers for hours waiting to give to a winner, and then their baby comes out and she's crying because she didn't win.
I know.
You know, so it's typical.
Just between me and you, I think they're all winners because they have the courage to get on that stage.
You got it.
And they are gaining confidence. I don't think it's so much about winning as it is gaining confidence and being able to stand up in front of a crowd and smile.
And speaking about winners, last week when we did this show was Election Day, Super Tuesday, and we want to congratulate Rosie Graham, who's a 2-year of completing a 4-year term, 2 years of a 4-year term, and then we have Pat Welch and Kim Usselton, who both won 4-year terms.
I think that's a great team.
And then there's a new fella in town, Brock Compton, was the other winner. And so congratulations to them.
And I would like to say thank you to them because it takes a lot of courage and energy and drive to stand up and go for these offices.
We as taxpayers need to look at the fact that the school system spends about close to 50% of our city budget.
Oh, yeah.
So you're talking about voting for the city. The tax dollars that you pay to the city, about a little shy of 50%, if you look at a pie chart, goes to the school system. So that is a very, very important position, and the school system is something that attracts people to Tullahoma.
I've always been proud of our school system.
We have a good school system.
We have some great teachers. They do a lot of exposure for the students in different activities. I think it's wonderful.
And Dr. Katrine Stevens is our superintendent of schools, and she's doing a wonderful job.
Yes, she's top of the mark.
And so we have a good group going on there. So and last night, if anybody didn't watch the board meeting, during the board meeting, for some reason, they brought up the fact that our Mayor Pro Tem, I think it was Daniel Berry, brought up the fact that he wanted to replace her as Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah.
So there was an argument up there about whether they could or they couldn't, or they could or they couldn't, because it was in the same session. And our Mayor Pro Tem is Jenna Amacher was.
Yeah.
Jenna Amacher. Steve Worsham was called on to give his opinion. She said that she could not be replaced in session. And in the same session, she was appointed, which is, in the political terms, a session is 1 year.
Yeah.
Steve Worsham got up and said, well, our charter in Tullahoma puts no term on the pro tem.
Yeah.
You can get elected 1 week and fired the next week and get elected again 6 weeks later, you know. And so there was a vote on that, and Jerry Mathis is now the mayor pro tem.
He'll do a good job.
Well, he was mayor pro tem
Yeah.
before when he was on the
That's what I
board.
thought.
So that's just the way things go, and if those board meetings will be on our channel.
Right.
So you can watch all that stuff. But that was a important turn of events that sort of just showed up.
Right.
You know, so kind of a surprise. And we are in the Easter month.
I know.
And
It's coming around
excuse
very
me,
fast.
several years ago, matter of fact, in 2017, I wrote a piece because I love Easter. It's the rebirth. It's the time of year when the flowers bloom and
I know.
everything
The trees
starts
are
getting
magnificent
green,
out there right
and
now.
the little animals are out playing,
And you get to sneeze
comes
and
out of hibernation.
stop up your head with
and
allergies.
everybody writes Christmas songs. And I thought, well, we need an Easter
need
song.
an
So
Easter
I wrote a piece called Two Pieces of Wood, which is a look at the crucifixion through the eyes of the cross.
Okay.
I thought, well, that's just part of the story. I got to write some more.
Good.
So I wrote 4 more pieces to go with it.
All right.
And that is called my Easter Omnibus, because I love the word omnibus.
Omnibus. It's
And
fun
so
to say.
I'm going to read the first one, and then during the month I might read 2 right now. I never can tell. This is of Burrow and Boughs. Lord Jesus journeyed toward Jerusalem. The time for his sacrifice had finally come. He humbly marched to no fanfare or drum. The burden he bore left his body numb. So weary from travel, he could hardly go. So he sent to Bethpage for a young burro. Christ crawled on its back and slowly went on as the word of his coming spread like the dawn. When he reached the city, a crowd lined the streets, waving palm branches, throwing boughs at his feet. They searched for a Messiah to save them from Rome, but he was the path to their heavenly home. Triumphant he entered as the animal trod. Triumphant he ascended on the right hand of God. Of burrow and boughs I spin this tale about a heavenly gift that followed a trail set forth by the Father whose will would be done to secure our salvation through his only Son, who came to Jerusalem to make good God's vow, riding a burro on a carpet of boughs.
That's nice.
So with that said, we'll be back after these messages. Don't go away.
Hi, my name is Ringo, here at Barkview Senior Living. They're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. Yeah, you even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company. We offer dependable and reliable service on all your HVAC equipment. We also offer high-efficiency trained cooling units. Call us for your cooling needs. Your comfort is what we do.
It's summer, call Stroop.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. We're all about piping on the green in this segment, and I'm so happy to have with me to my left Logan Lee and Mr. Greg Gressel, the chairman at South Jackson. And what's your position in the Scottish Board? Are you...
Yeah, so I'm the president of the society.
All right. I wasn't sure, so I wanted you to say it.
Absolutely.
Well, anyway, I love your outfit, and so glad you came. This is happening April 6th, am I right?
It is.
And it's going to be at South Jackson, so... How come y'all chose South Jackson?
Yeah, so the event has really just been taken off the last couple of years. We've had a lot of attendance. We had 9 great years at the Celtic Cup there. Really just started that festival up and got it going. But we wanted to bring it to more people. We only had so much space there. So South Jackson was able to, really give us the opportunity to spread our wings a little bit.
I'm pleased. I think it's a wonderful change, and I love the Celtic Cup.
Oh, absolutely.
They do a spectacular job, but we have a little more space. Yeah. We have a little more parking, so more people can get in early and stay as long as they want to.
Yeah, it was a good combination. Of course, in conjunction with everyone, Celtic Cup involved in that decision, as well as us and the Highland Rim Scottish Society. And we really want to be all about the arts, culture, and humanities, and so we've loved the festival. We've participated in the festival for years and been the music sponsor for the last couple of years, and now we've just partnered with them to make the whole thing take place. So we're excited.
I'm excited. It starts, what time does it start? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
8 o'clock. So 9 will be music, but our vendors and everything's going to start.
We'll be setting up. Have you got a lot of new vendors this year?
Yeah, that was another great perk. We had some more space, so we're going to be bringing in some new vendors.
And do you have room for any more?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got plenty of green out there to pipe
If somebody out there wants to sign up, go online.
Yeah, hrssTN.org. There's a Piping on the Green page. We are still taking vendor applications if you're interested.
That's
and
great.
If you go to any of our stuff on social media, there'll be a link there where you can link to where he's just talking about to see about vendor forms and those sort of things as well.
And the vendors are of all different sorts of things, but I've found that they're very artistic. They're top of the line, sort of. They're not just throwaway junk. I don't mean that as bad, but
no, absolutely.
I think that there's some wonderful stuff.
Yeah, Miss Renee is our chairperson for our vendors, and she does a very good job of curating those and doing final approval on those. We want everybody to have some Celtic tie-in.
Oh, yeah.
For their merchandise and everything. So, yeah, we really try to pride ourselves on bringing that real nice craft fair experience along with the music and everything
And
else.
I think a lot of people come for the music, a lot of people come for the crafts, a lot of people come just to wander around and be part of the atmosphere there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we encourage people, if they have kilts to wear or they want to dress.
Oh, absolutely.
Show all that off when you come.
Yeah, any kilts, tartan, wool, whatever you got, absolutely.
Sure. There's a new element this year that he might be interested in telling you guys about that might bring a few more kilts to the table. The clan situation, what you tell them about that?
Absolutely. Again, with the extra space, we're finally able to invite clan societies out. So these are groups here in the U.S. that have ties back to Scotland and their feudal clan systems and chiefs that are still existing. So as you walk through, you'll see these different clan tents, and they'll have lists of names on them.
Oh.
And if your last name matches that, chances are
you
you're
might be part of
their
that clan.
Absolutely.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
It really is. I love Scotland, and I love the Scottish people. I love their energy and their. They love to laugh and make fun of the Irish and whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it's so exciting that we have the Scottish Society located here in Middle Tennessee, and you all are thriving, I think.
Yeah, no. Definitely numbers up, people are coming out, and every time we do this, we gain a few more excited people, and that's what keeps us going, is that excitement for the culture.
And it doesn't cost anything to come, does it?
No.
Yeah, you
the
can.
admission
Hopefully,
is
you'll
free.
bring some money to buy stuff.
Right, we'll have some excellent food vendors, some beverages for sale, of course, the vendors we want to support. There will be a couple workshops that might have a small nominal fee just for the materials and stuff like that.
Do you know what they are, the workshops?
Yeah, so we're going to have a Celtic drum workshop.
I love that.
The Tullahoma Dulcimers and more are going to be performing, and they're going to be doing
Wonderful.
a little, afterwards, after their performance, they're going to get you a little introduced to the instruments as well. We're going to have a Celtic dance workshop as well, and a whiskey tasting.
I think that's great. So the Celtic dance, for instance, will it be there on the patio outside? All this is on the outside patio, I assume.
Well, it's from the outside patio,
all around
the grounds, and then down the
hallway,
down the south side, actually, of the building, all the way to the courtyard stage. We're going to encompass all of that. We've got some small, more acoustic type events going on the courtyard stage as well.
That's awesome.
So
Now,
we'll kind of have a food truck alley that'll lead you towards the back,
Great.
and that's still the plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
The dreaded question of rain. If it rains, are we going to try to go ahead with it?
Oh, it's a rain or shine event, has been every year. Wool does a great job of keeping you warm, even if it's wet. So
That's right.
That's why the Scots kept it for so long.
That's why,
Absolutely.
and that's why they're so strong and sturdy.
That's right.
They didn't whine out and go inside when it rained.
We've had a lot of luck with the weather the last couple of years. We're hoping it holds out.
Yeah.
Well, I think the fact that it's coming April 6th, that everybody could be preparing for it now. And what's going on at the stage at South Jackson at night?
That night is Rock of Ages.
Okay.
And so that weekend is opening weekend for Rock of Ages, which is an 80s music, rock musical. It's going to be a lot of fun. We love it, love the music, love everything
that I
about
called it Amazing Grace the other day.
Yeah.
I was in a hurry and I was writing and I said,
she sent me something that said Amazing Grace. I said, well, that's Amazing Grace. Well, I meant Rock of Ages. But yes, it's going to be on the stage, and that'll be a lot of fun. And that'll be some evening things. So about the time the festival winds up, we'll be gearing up inside.
And, it's a great chance for you to just walk from the festival into the auditorium and see a wonderful play too.
Well, and we'd be remiss if we didn't speak about really an incredible band and group that's going to be with us during the day on that day.
And
so
who do you know who they are?
yes.
Yeah, our headliner this year is going to be the Tannahill Weavers.
Oh, yeah.
They are a premier Scottish traditional folk band from Scotland.
That is wonderful. And when will they play? Off and on all day?
So they are going to be our closer for the evening. So they're going to start in around 4:15. Then all of our performances are going to have little breaks for bagpipers and
Right.
release the piping on the green. So they'll start at 4:15 and go to our closing ceremonies at 6.
And closing ceremonies, that is fabulous. Yeah, I know there are a lot of thought and inspiration that went into making this happen. It's always fun and it's always well attended.
Yeah.
And I think this will be, and I think we're running out of time. so
Yeah, the
there's-
Tannahill Weavers, you've got to come see them. I mean, this is a buzz all around Middle Tennessee that they're going to be here. So we're
Awesome.
hoping that that's even going to pull more people into the festival.
Oh, I
So-
think it will.
So
do we
it's-
have any video that we could show?
We probably can get some video
If
to
you
you
get
guys.
some, we could
Yeah,
show that
absolutely.
next week. And the time's going to be here before we know it, that we, April 6th, get it on your calendar.
And don't forget, this weekend is St. Patrick's Day, big St. Patrick's Day event at South Jackson. Come out and join us for some festivities for the family, for everyone involved. So
And that'll be fun too.
yes,
Guys, thank you, Logan, Greg. Y'all are a little busy, aren't you?
very busy.
We stay that way.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
Service and quality at Clayton's Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company. We offer dependable and reliable service on all your HVAC equipment. We also offer high-efficiency trained cooling units. Call us for your cooling needs. Your comfort is what we do.
It's summer call Stroop.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than going for a run. Give it a shot. Find a free appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
Times are very challenging right now, and stress levels are high.
Reports indicate overdoses on the rise in communities across the state of Tennessee.
Those experiencing addiction and their loved ones may be struggling to navigate through all the change.
We want you to know that deaths from overdose are preventable
And help is available,
anytime.
day or night.
How do I know?
How do I know?
I am the face of recovery in Tennessee.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman and this is Pat Welch, and we are here today for the 12th rendition of Conversation with John and Pat. Well, John, I've got it on good accord that the bookies in Tullahoma on the over and under, it was sitting at 12, whether we could make it this far. So I'm pleased to be here today. I am too.
And I've got a little special song picked out.
Perfect. About for session 12.
This is the first time I ever took a chew of tobacco, which most proper people won't want to do that, I would say. But
well, that's humbling yourself to admit you've been wrong.
Well, when I was a young man still in school, I worked on the farm of as stout as a mule with any full-grown man that I thought I could do. I was tough as leather and about half mean. I'd rather fight than eat ice cream, but I met my match when I took my first chew. We was hauling hay one hot July, was kind of smart and all to this old guy who was driving the tractor. His name was Mr. Hugh. He spit on the ground, said, "You young punk, I know you think you're pretty tough, but you ain't no man till you've took your first chew. Well, I'm as much as a man as you'll ever see. Give that chewing tobacco hit of me. I thought if old man Hugh could chew, then I could too." He pulled out a sack of Tennessee Twist. He broke off a hunk as big as your fist. And that's the day when I took my first chew. With the chew in my jaw, went back to work when the darned old tractor gave a jerk. Swallowed all that old brown juice in the back of two. I coughed, I spit, I gagged, I groaned like a dog strangled on a chicken bone that terrible day when I took my first chew. Then the whole wide world started spinning around. I got so dizzy I had to sit down, and looking back at me with a grin was old man Hugh. My stomach did flip, so I almost cried. I thought for a while I was gonna die that awful day when I took my first chew. The little beads of sweat popped out on me. I crawled like a baby to the nearest tree, and they were laughing at a slap at his knee was old man Hugh. But I didn't care, I'd done turned green. That was the sickest thing you've ever seen, that awful day when I took my first chew. In the shade of that tree I laid till night. Even then I didn't feel right. I stayed in bed with the heaves for a day or two. Once I drunk hard liquor that would curl your hair. I smoked cedar bark, but it didn't compare with that awful day when I took my last chew. You know, wasn't that great? There was a Tullahoma a little story about that. One time when I was a junior high coach at Old East Junior High School, there was a young man that was my track manager, and we were pouring a shot put area, you know, where the kids could do their track, and so we had a concrete truck come over, and they smoothed out the concrete, and later on we would put circles there and make it real nice. But I had my managers to stay over that night and make sure nobody came by and did any mischief to the concrete while I was sitting there still fresh. So I went over to check these boys, and they had a campfire going. This was on the old camps, you know, they had a campfire going. They were really having a big time. And one of my managers said, "Hey, Coach Rickman, give me a chew of your tobacco." And I gave him a sack. I don't know what kind it was, some leaf tobacco, and he took some, and I just left them. You know, they were doing all right, and their rides were coming. I wanted to make sure that they were okay. And a week or so later, his mother told me the story that he got so sick on that tobacco that he never would chew tobacco again. That he stayed. I'm ashamed to say this almost, but it taught the boy a good lesson not to do tobacco anymore. And we laugh about it when I see that young man today and his mother. We laugh about it. People here would know his name, but I didn't ask him about telling that story, so I choose to leave that out.
That is a good one. I think we've talked in here before, John, that I came to Tullahoma in 1979, which had been a little after you came here to teach. But anyway, I worked at the Builder Supply for 26 years, and Mr. Sanders' father-in-law was managing it, and he had a tobacco use story similar to that, in that he had a slight heart attack at some point, and he was really checked his diet real close, and made Miss Sanders believe that he was off of tobacco. And a salesman came in with something a twist, which boys from Chapel Hill know more about it than I do, but it was really strong chewing tobacco, and he got a wad of that while that salesman was there. Well, Miss Sanders came by, and when he realized that she was on the sidewalk or something, he ended up swallowing it. And it was, he said he never worked a day that he was sicker at the Builder Supply than that day. But that probably pretty well cured him.
I've got one thing, one little story. We would chew tobacco when I was in high school in the shop class. And kids, don't ever do this. I mean, this is way back when tobacco was more not as taboo. The Surgeon General hadn't made any reports about tobacco being harmful. But I remember one time having to swallow my tobacco because the principal asked me a question, and I had that in my mouth, and I couldn't answer it without having swallowed that, and I wouldn't let him know about it. So, but somehow I didn't get sick. It was a terrible experience, but it was sort of it's something that we do as kids we shouldn't have.
Well, there's a good segue, John. Terrible experiences, and just talked about the Builder Supply. Mr. Harry Brooks just passed away, and I saw where his
good fella.
He was a great fella, and I saw where his daughter-in-law, I believe, posted on the funeral home website that he fought cancer for 17 years bravely, and so I would have known him, of course, when he first diagnosed, but I never knew he had it. He was, he was just such a good guy and tough guy, and he came by Builder Supply a lot, and this would have been probably in the 80s, early 80s, if not any past say mid 80s, but anyway, at that time the office had a flat roof and had a lot of leaks in it, and before we put a pitched roof on it, to extend the life of that roof, the area above some windows at the top where the casings were had pretty bad leaks. And so when we had a bad forecast, we were selling gallon plastic buckets on the floor, and we just had nails put up in that casing up almost to the ceiling and hung the buckets to collect the water, keep it off the stock that we were selling. Well, Friday came and had a bad forecast, so we put the buckets up. I had a bad storm. Sunday morning, no sun was out, and a great day for business, and the people were pouring in, and Harry came in real early and looked inside and asked Larry Broderick, who was sitting directly in front of him, if he had a plastic bucket, and so Larry looked on the floor where they're supposed to have been, and he said, "No, Harry, there's none here." Well, our good friend Larry Burt was the shipping clerk, and he was in the back and heard that proclamation that we didn't have any buckets, and he saw them. He'd hung them up on Friday, so he said, no, we've got plenty right up here. And he never took his eye off those buckets. He was the hero coming to the rescue, and he comes around from the side and goes in front of the sales desk in front of where Larry was. And to reach up to get the bucket, he had to have a chair. So he took one of those old ladder back chairs and pulled that chair, never looked anywhere except at the bucket, pulled the chair and started up. Well, when he pulled the chair, Harry was sitting down. And now Harry's in the floor. And Mr. Larry Burt had no idea that Harry Brooks was on the floor. And he got the bucket and was a little bit clumsy coming down, and the bucket was about half full of rainwater, and he poured that whole bucket of water on Mr. Brooks on the floor. So Mr. Sanders was there, and he was watched the whole thing, and his eyes got bigger and bigger and bigger, and his whole countenance said, "The Builders was started in 1916. We made it all the way here to 84 or whatever it was. This may be our last day at the Builder Supply." And Harry got off the floor and he said, "Mr. Sanders, don't worry about anything." He said, "There's no hard feelings." He said, "Normally a man have to buy a ticket to see something like that." And they are telling us, John, that our ticket's been punched.
Our ticket's been punched.
And the 12th edition of the Conversations John and Pat is over, but it's not the last one, we hope.
talking history about this and that. It's Conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash clogging up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Good morning, all you wonderful people in TV land, and thank you, camera lady and camera gentleman, for putting a good, sharp, colorful, contrasty picture on the screen. Well, we started a little series last week about corners, and I had several good responses to it, and said, hey, that's interesting. I remember this about that corner up there at the corner of Lincoln and Atlantic Street, and they said, go all the way around the square. Tell us about the corners. Well, I thought I'd continue that series and share with you as we remember it, the corner of Grundy Street and Atlantic Street, the 100 block there. that, as you see it now, the old post office there and the law office and the railroad track and the parking lot. But now let's go back a few years. At the site of the old post office was a hotel, a wooden hotel, 2-story, had picket fence around it, and it was one of the downtown hotels even before the King Hotel. And it was, as I say, where the old post office was at the corner of 201 North Atlantic, and the building caught fire in 1896 and burned. It was a terrible fire, and it came across Grundy Street and burned almost the whole block of 100 block of North Atlantic. And at that time, the freight depot was at the spot where the parking lot is until 1921, and then the spur tracks were over at the corner of Grundy and Atlantic Street. But now the old post office was built where that hotel had been at the corner of Grundy and Atlantic, and it was built in 1924. Cornerstone was laid in 1925, and it was used as a first-class post office until just a few years ago when the new post office was built at the corner of Lauderdale and South Jackson Street. But it was a viable place, and the rural mail carriers carried mail from that post office with a horse and buggy for many, many years. And it got motorized, I think, in the late 20s. But that was a real important part of Tullahoma's downtown business community. And across the street after the fire, at the corner of Atlantic and Grundy, prior to the fire, there was a big men's store, department store there called the Palace. And 3 doors up from there, where the present shoe repair shop was the post office. Up until 1924, it was there. And then they built, after the fire, they built the theater there at the corner where the legal service offices are now. And it was a Strand Theater, a state-of-the-art theater there for many, many, many years. And when the theater business went to outdoor drive-in movies and the TV came on and the motion picture industry began to dwindle a little bit, the Strand Theater was replaced by a grocery store. H.G. Hill grocery store was there for many, many years. A big store, but they didn't have an ample parking for their customers, so H.G. Hill closed their business, and there was a Fred's was there for a while, kind of a dime store, and then later they moved, and the legal services offices have been in there several years now. And when they moved the freight depot in 1921 down 2 blocks, 3 blocks to where the Red Caboose is now on 300 block of South Atlantic Street, the location where the freight depot had been was made into a city park, Davidson Park, that was there on that 100 block of North Atlantic Street. And it was named for the present mayor of at that time was W.J. Davidson, and the city council named the park Davidson Park. And they had canna beds in there and mulberry trees and the flagpole, and that's where our own groundhog lived there in Davidson Park, right there at the corner of Grundy and Atlantic Street. And our groundhog was named Billy. And how he came, to come out every February on Groundhog Day, he did, and lived in what the groundhog nest is. It's called a hutch. And Billy would come out, and he liked ice cream. And there at the Candy Kitchen across the street, people would bring Billy an ice cream cone on Groundhog Day. The other corner there was a sidetrack for the Nashville, Chattanooga, St. Louis railroads, where the big trucks would back up there in front of the post office and load and unload their freight there for many years. And later, it became a loading spot for trailers. And for many, many years, they had the whole platform over there by the depot with trailers that would exchange their cabs, their tractors, and hundreds of them would be over there for a long, long time. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the second traffic light was there at the corner of Grundy and Atlantic Street. You know, we mentioned the first traffic light was at the corner of Lincoln and Atlantic Street, and it was on a post, and the farmers would come in town, and when they'd leave and go around that post, they wouldn't always get around it. The rear wheel of their wagon would catch it and pull that post down and finally put it up on wires. But that was a real important corner of our community, a lot of activity there. And this is not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come, and we're going to go all the way around the square on the corners and share with you some old tales about the downtown corners. Thank you, and have a good day.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Get ready to make a splash for a cause. The Duck River Watershed Society invites you to its 3rd annual Spring Cleanup event on Saturday, March 2nd from noon until 3 at the Fire Lake Public Use and Boat Ramp area in Manchester, Tennessee. Be part of the movement for sustainability, health, and education for the Duck River, America's most diverse waterway, home to over 650 aquatic species and water supply for more than 300,000 people. Mark your calendars and register to meet us at River Forge Road on March 2nd. Let's clean up, team up, and make a splash together.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
right, Peggy, we're back, and
There's a lot going on at South Jackson in
well, there
April.
is, and Greg was here just to talk about the
Celtic Festival,
Celtic
which is
Festival,
April 6th.
but couldn't get all of it in
Couldn't
one
get
segment.
it all in. So I want to bring to the surface 2 events that I'm basically responsible for.
Right.
And the first one is a tribute to Elvis. I think the title of the show is A Tribute to the King.
Right.
By Travis LaDoit and his crew. I mean, they're fabulous.
Well, you know, Travis was here, what, about 6 years ago, maybe?
I think about 6 years ago.
And he was absolutely outstanding.
I wanted to get him back while he's still pretty.
While he's still young,
Yeah.
before he turns into Fat Elvis.
No, he won't. He is a great musician, and he does other shows of other artists.
Right.
But I think he's a premier Elvis person, and I think he concentrates mostly on the young years.
Right.
When Elvis was young and gorgeous and
Black-headed.
all that. Right.
And gorgeous.
Uh-huh. And we're excited about that. He's coming the 27th of April on a Saturday night. And
Oh, that'll be fun.
Tickets should already be on sale because, you know, it's close to April. And they're not outrageous. We're excited. I'm thrilled to have him back because he was one of the hardest working artists.
Yeah.
He was on the floor, he was up and down, and he was friendly, and
Right, right.
the audience loved
Well,
him.
he's a real artist.
Yeah, a girl sitting next to me, I'd never seen her before, and I just introduced myself, and I said, in the audience, and I said, and where are you from? And she said, oh, I'm from somewhere in Kentucky. And I said, you've come all this way? She said, I travel all over the world to see Travis do Elvis. So he's that good. And the 30th, Jazz on Jackson, which I started some years ago. And the 30th is on Tuesday night this year.
Uh-huh. Well, that's a great night to have a show.
It is International Jazz Day. And Greg likes doing it on the day, you know,
Right.
of the Jazz Day. And so I was lucky enough to lasso Alexis Cole out of California. She is a true jazz singer. She's bringing her own pianist and maybe hiring a drummer out of Nashville.
Now, has she been here before?
No, this will be her first time, and I think we're going to show a clip on both of those. So let's. do
Okay,
it.
yeah, let's see that.
I'm all shook up, put upon it. Return to sender, address unknown. No such person, well, no such zone. And you see it once, you'll never be the same again. Viva Las Vegas, viva Las Vegas, viva, viva Las Vegas. You're the devil in disguise. Oh, if you are the devil in disguise. Oh, bossa nova,
think of the show?
It was truly amazing. He's the best tribute artist I've ever seen. Now, I can't go see other people because I have to compare them to Travis, and they do not measure up. He is so spontaneous, it does not look like he has to even rehearse. I know that sounds bad, but it's just like it's the most natural thing in the world for him to get up there and do that. And he always makes me cry because I think about Elvis, and you look at him, and he always makes me cry. And he's the sweetest man in the whole world.
When I saw the show, amazing. Love it. Love him. Great.
You guys do an awesome job. We're so thankful for you. You bring a lot of smiles to a lot of people. Thank you.
Always. Loved it. Best show I've ever seen. Love it. Always a great time.
It was a fantastic show, as always. He's one of a kind, and you will never be disappointed. It's Travis.
That's really good. I kind of cried a little bit. Don't tell anybody.
It was fun.
It's wonderful. This is our second show. We've seen him days in a row.
He was one of the greatest impersonators I have ever seen in my life. I just wanted to get up and dance.
I loved it. I loved it very, very much. Here, but it was awesome. Amazing. Best I've seen.
Very exciting. I've seen him on Raw Caribbean, and so I came and brought my friends to see him tonight. It's great.
We came all the way from Dallas to see him, and he was fabulous. We loved the show. Fabulous show. We'll come again. Anytime, anywhere.
It was a great concert. Enjoyed it. I thought the show was absolutely amazing. One of his best, and we keep coming back for more, and he keeps giving it.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Love it.
This show was really great. He was very expressive, and it was really fun to see him interact with everyone. And I had so much fun.
It's always so great.
Yes, it is. And I always take the set list.
He rocks and rolls, and I thoroughly enjoy. Thank you. Love him.
He put on a really good show. He does things so much like Elvis would do, I think, from the movies and stuff I watch. He laughs, he tells jokes, he sings really good. He does a great show.
He's perfect.
He's awesome, and he makes me wanna do this.
I like him get the camera down.
Well, he makes my leg wanna move. He's really good though.
Show me that. All right.
From his looks to his moves, his voice, fantastic.
All right.
He was awesome, and I love him, and I can't wait to see him in Lawton.
All right.
I was here last January, and I couldn't wait for him to come back. I'm with a group of ladies, and everyone thoroughly enjoyed him. Your group is terrific.
We had a fantastic time at Mad Life listening to Elvis. It was a great night. Great job.
Loved it. We loved it.
So fun.
It was very fun.
His voice is fabulous.
I thought it was wonderful.
You did a good job. Loved your music too.
Outstanding. My favorite show.
Great.
And he looks just like me. He has all the mannerisms and the sound and everything. And it was a wonderful show. Very entertaining.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. This is terrific. Thank you.
I love the show. It was wonderful. The band was great. Great entertainer. You'll be entertained all night. Thank you.
I just want to say that this was probably one of the most outstanding evenings of Elvis I've had in a long time.
I thought the show was phenomenal. Brought back beautiful memories. Beautiful memories.
Great job, guys. Enjoy it.
You did a great job of performing. What I thought of the show? It was awesome. It was wonderful, and I'm a big fan.
Love the show. I thought it was great.
Say it was awesome. So we loved it.
He's being shy. It was great.
Thank you.
Ready to see him again.
What's that? It was a great show. We loved it. Knew all the words. So did he.
I thought the show was awesome. First time I've seen it, but I'll come back every time.
I thought it was fantastic. You all did a great job.
We loved it. We loved it. It was very, very good. And we've seen other Elvis people performing in Elvis' songs, and he did a great job.
Y'all were fabulous. Thank you. We had a great time.
Oh, I loved it.
It was awesome. Need to come see him. Always great. Woo! Best of the best. Travis rocks!
The show was amazing and wonderful as always. He's perfect.
He was amazing tonight as always, and he keeps getting better and better every time.
Oh, it's great, man. Greatest Elvis ever.
Alexis Cole, man, that looks good. Of course, Elvis. What are you going to do with Elvis?
Right.
Love it. You're going to love Elvis. And that what's his first name? LaDoit?
Travis LaDoit.
Travis LaDoit.
Yeah, he's been all over the world.
I like this Alexis Cole.
Well, see, I love jazz. I'm all about jazz, and I love the fact that we were able to get a real jazz singer. You know, some people claim to be jazz singers that they just kind of are jazz singers. She's a real jazz singer.
The thing about it is, I love watching some of these movies. There's a scene in one of the Mummy movies at the end where they're in Cairo or somewhere, and they're in a nightclub, and people are dressed, and there's linen on the tablecloths, and there's a full orchestra up there, or at least a big band like Lyle Lovett's large band.
Right.
And a beautiful lady with a microphone singing dance music. And I just think that's the coolest thing in the world. And we don't have any places like that anymore to do that.
I know, and
I guess
too
probably
bad.
you could go to New York and find it.
Yeah. It's
but
maybe
this lady is
Paris.
Exactly what that is.
She's from California, and I don't have time to tell what all she's done, but she's pretty well established all over the West
world.
Coast. Yeah. And we're just thrilled that she was willing to come here.
Yeah.
And this is April 30th. We said that before, but Elvis is 27th on Saturday, and then Tuesday night is the 30th. And that's Alexa.
So that's a bunch of good music. What, 3 or 4 days apart?
3 or 4 days apart. The stage will be busy.
And Tuesday's a free night. People don't do anything on Tuesday.
Go hear some great
music.
Jazz, right?
Here's some beautiful music. Speaking about beauty, show up above my head right here.
I love that.
At that picture, look at that. That is a painting by Noel Clements, one of the members of the Copper Daisy Collaborative, Art Collaborative. And I just wanted to show that to you.
That is
Back
so
off
great.
of it just a little bit where we get to the wall, a little bit of wall outside of it. Yeah, there you go. And you can have that hanging over your sofa or in your hall, $200. And if you see it, of course I'm looking at a television where the color's probably not perfect anyway. It is absolutely mind-blowing.
It's beautiful.
How real it is.
And I think it's beautiful being dark there. It's much lighter.
Yes.
In person.
Yes.
But his work is phenomenal.
Noel is incredible. As of course, we had Wanda Gobbles up for the past 2 weeks, and these are local artists who are gathering together with a new group called the Copper Daisy.
Oh, I like that.
Art Collaborative, and just just folks getting together, meeting once a month to share ideas. The last meeting, we're having the meetings right here until there's another place that can be found, because it was in the avenues, and that whole deal went away about the gallery. So I learned a lot because I don't paint.
Yeah.
I use pencils, but they had a great conversation, the ones who use paints, about colors and where the best colors are and what product is the best product. And
that's good. And they're meeting here once a month?
Yeah, meeting once a month. I believe
awesome.
It's the 20th this month.
I think we're so fortunate that we're living in a region that has a lot of the arts.
Right. Oh,
right
heavens,
here
yes.
on top of us. And it's in the schools. It's at South Jackson. It's here.
Well, there's even a young lady from Tullahoma High School that I think had an art piece in the Capitol or at the airport in Nashville or one of the museums or something. You know, a high school student.
Yeah, you don't have to be from New York to be a great artist.
No, and you don't have to be 60 years old.
We have fabulous talent right here.
You know, it's amazing what these young people do, and a lot of times the older people think, well, they're just young people. They haven't learned enough yet to be that good. Well, let me tell you what, creativity
There's no age limit.
It has no age limit.
I still think back to the artist that Fran brought in for that had Alzheimer's.
Yes, yes.
That touched me to my very soul. That person could do beautiful artwork.
Well, that was his Dr. What was his name?
I can't remember his name, but
it was with a P, Pool Pole, something like that. He's a head doctor, and that's part of what he does. And his father had Alzheimer's, and his father didn't start painting until he couldn't speak.
And he couldn't make conversation.
He couldn't make conversation, and he started painting, and the artwork was just phenomenal.
It was. I cried all the way home because my mother had Alzheimer's, and I thought to myself how he managed to have a life outside what he was.
Right, right.
It was a beautiful story, and it was true, and
you think of the movie The Notebook, and you know, we are affected.
I think that's going to become a musical. Do you know that?
Really? Wonderful.
I heard something about it.
But you know, we in Coffee County, I think we have over 800 cases of dementia, of some sort of dementia.
It's pretty terrifying, the thought.
And it continues to grow, and we are doing that's funny how this is segued into the fact that on May the 7th will be our 5th Purple Olympics for Alzheimer's Tennessee at the Tullahoma High School. So we need teams. Get your family. If you had somebody in your family involved with Alzheimer's, get a bunch of family members. We have a lot of fun. We play games. We have adult tricycle races.
I think it's a wonderful event.
Free food. We have everybody just about in Coffee County, business-wise, who bakes cakes or pies. We have a cakewalk, like a musical chairs walk, and we have enough prizes that our sponsors give that just about everybody who's there wins something.
That's wonderful. And it's for such a great cause.
It's a wonderful cause.
I think there's been a lot of strides in treating Alzheimer's patients and dementia, and it's hard for me to tell the difference. I think my mother probably had full-blown Alzheimer's because she was lost in the world, and it's
horrible.
One of the
it's a horrible
saddest
thing.
diseases that I think that we have to face.
Yeah.
Because what could be worse than not knowing who you are or where you are or what you're doing?
Right, right.
And I think the tragedy comes as they move into it. You know, my mother was smart enough to know that was happening to her.
Yeah, my friend Ronnie Hughes, who we buried about, 2 months ago, I didn't know, but when I first met him 6 years ago, he had just been diagnosed with dementia. And of course, nobody was telling. And as our friendship grew, I could see the changes in him. And he had Lewy body, which is the fast. That's what
And my
comes
brother-in-law
on
had
quick.
that. Jim Ballard
Yeah,
had Lewy body.
I'd go out to see Ronnie, or I'd call Ronnie, and I'd say, and it got to where, they have a thing called sundowners, because by dark, their day's gone. They're
Their day is
lost.
gone, they're lost.
He said, well, I've been fighting Louie all day long, but I'm pretty good. I mean, he talked to him just like Louie was sitting there, and they were boxing, And what a wonderful testament to him.
Exactly.
In the fact that he didn't let that disease cripple him.
Mm-hmm.
He fought it. He fought it to the very end.
There's so many different stages of it. Some people go through Alzheimer's, because I remember having an aunt who just did the craziest things, but she was so calm and peaceful and never caused any trouble. But my mother, she was a fighter all her life and brilliant, and I mean, she ran away from home. She did all kind of stuff. It was. You can't really laugh about it, but if you don't laugh, you'll cry. And I never forgot who my mother was. She was a wonderful person and a brilliant person. But it just is a shame that we have this disease.
Yeah.
And it's hitting a lot of people.
My grandmother, the one who took me to the Smoky Mountains every summer, me and my brother and 2 other cousins, she'd take 4 boys. One year Aunt Margaret's boys, Bobby and Billy, went, and the next year Uncle Don's boys, Hal and Joey, went. So there was 4 young boys, and she would take us to the Smoky Mountains to hike the mountains.
Yeah.
And one day she went to the fruit market, and she didn't come home.
How scary.
And we got the call, and Mom and Dad went up there. I forget, I couldn't go, but 3 days later they found her about 100 miles from home in in the woods.
Oh wow.
Car parked, and she was miles away from her car was parked, but she knew the mountains and she knew the woods. She was a farm girl from the country,
so she was
and when
going
they
home.
found her, she was behind a tree on the upside of the wind, with leaves around her, and she was asleep, and that's where she had been sleeping at night.
Oh my goodness.
She'd made herself, a
yeah.
place to sleep.
My mother
And
would
that's
run
where we
away.
found
Yeah,
her.
that's one of the things she did. She was always trying to go home.
Right.
And I would, she'd say, "I've just got to get home. Can we go?" And I'd say, "Yeah, get in the car. Let's go." So I'd pack her a little bag. She'd take her little bag, and we'd get in the car and drive around for about an hour and come back to the house. And she thought she was home.
Yeah.
But you could smile about that. But what a tragic thing! It's not everybody has anybody looking after them.
No, they don't.
And
they
that's
don't.
the sad part.
the bad part.
It is.
And it's very hard on the caregiver. But with all that said, remember that this year's Purple Olympics is at Tullahoma High School on Saturday. I think that's May the 4th. Thought it was the 4th, May the 4th. And come down. There'll be prizes. There'll be fun. There's music. It will start registering about 8 o'clock, 8:30, and will end by noon. We have hot dogs. We have cakes. We have chips. We have drinks. We have games. It's just a big time music. We dance.
And all the money, if that's
All the
made,
money goes to Alzheimer's Tennessee
And
Alzheimer's Tennessee.
I love the fact that it's Tennessee.
It stays local.
Mm-hmm. And that's great.
That split from the association happened when association started sending all their money out of state.
Right. And I'll remind you of the April 6th Celtic Festival, Piping on the Green at South Jackson. And on the stage that night is Rock of Ages.
Party time in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
And then the
folks.
27th Elvis Tribute and the 30th Jazz on Jackson.
Okay. Now we're going to
Ticket.
take a commercial break, and when we come back, I really don't know what we're going to do, but it'll be something.
We'll do something.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one!
Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size.
Yeah.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and what we're going to do is give you a quick goodbye and tell you thanks for watching. Remember to go out and visit our sponsors. And right now, we'll say goodbye, and we'll end the show with the go back to the Chamber of Commerce for the Ambassador of the Year celebration. So we'll see you. Be safe out there.
I stand before you today with immense pleasure and gratitude as we gather to recognize an exceptional individual within our community. It is an honor to present the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce Ambassador of the Year. Award to somebody whose commitment and involvement have truly set her apart. In 2022, Kristen Briette joined our ambassador program. Put the drink down. And from the very start, she demonstrated an unparalleled dedication to our community. Kristen's involvement in various committees, including Military Affairs, 40 Under 40, and the Christmas Parade, showcases her eagerness to actively contribute and make a difference. This year, Kristen's impact reached new heights as she played a pivotal role in the success of our Christmas Parade. Her instrumental volunteer work demonstrated not only her dedication, but also her ability to lead with passion and enthusiasm. Beyond her time, Kristen generously donated office furniture to the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce, embodying the spirit of community support. Kristen wears multiple hats in her daily life, balancing her roles as a financial advisor with Edward Jones, a loving wife, and a devoted mother. Her commitment doesn't stop here. She also lends her expertise to her family farm, showcasing the depth of her dedication to both work and family. This evening, we celebrate Kristen Briette not only for her professional achievements, but also for the positive impact that she has made within the Chamber and the broader Tullahoma community. It is through individuals like Kristen that our community thrives and grows. Kristen, your passion, your commitment, and your selfless contributions have not gone unnoticed. May this honor serve as a token of our appreciation for all that you do to make Tullahoma a better place for all of us. It's with great pleasure that we present you with the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce Ambassador of the Year Award.
I am so blessed to be a part of this community. I haven't been here very long, but this small town and the people that I've met have all been so amazing. And I like to say that volunteering is my church, and it's such an honor that I have to be able to serve this community and help my clients and help the chamber in any way I can, and I look forward to doing that many years to come. So thank you.